Hi, good morning everybody. My name is Aisling O'Mara from NEFF and I'm here in Donaghy's in Kilrea this morning cooking on our NEFF premium range of ovens. There are N70, N90 digital ovens and I'm cooking 5 Christmas themed recipes. I'm going to be cooking a turkey breast with some added steam, and I'm going to use that turkey later on to make some turkey vol au vents, which are a great use of any leftover turkey you have over Christmas. I'm going to be cooking a really quick and easy Christmas cake, a sort of a light fruit cake, and instead of our regular royal icing or fondant icing, I'm going to make a carrot cake cream cheese icing on it today. I'm going to make some mince pies with a frangipane and almondy topping. I'm also going to do some Parmesan shortbread biscuits, and they're a really savoury, cheesy, delicious little bite that you can top with anything you like. And I'm also going to make what is number 5? Some sausages with honey and mustard. Okay, so I'm gonna have anybody who's in the shop can taste some of the food in about an hour and a half, but for now I'm just gonna get some cooking started. So I'm gonna cook this turkey breast. I just wanna show you how you would cook a turkey breast in our NEFF ovens. So I'm gonna cook them using a meat thermometer. Okay, so a meat thermometer is something that comes as standard with any of our top of the range ovens. Okay, so our digital range of ovens, there are 3 levels. There's entry level, mid-range, top of the range. Okay, and any of the top of the range will come with a meat thermometer. And how the meat thermometer works, it plugs into there's a probe, a multi-sensory probe, so there's 3 sensors on it. And that plugs into just goes into the thickest part of the meat, okay? And what you do is you plug this then into the side of the oven, okay? So I have just a simple turkey breast, salt, pepper and butter, and I have it on my universal tray that comes with all of our NEFF ovens. There's 2 holes that go to the back always on the universal tray. So there's a steep side that goes to the back of the oven, slopey side to the front. The holes always go to the back, and the meat probe plugs into the left-hand side of the oven. Okay? Now, so I have the oven hot already, and when I plug in that meat probe, the oven pauses for a second for me to set the probe temperature. So has anybody who's here in the shop ever cooked with any sort of meat thermometer, a digital one or any of the pop-up ones even? You've used one before. So they're brilliant because they enable you to cook your meat to whatever degree that you like it cooked to. Now there are certain meats that you have to always cook well done. So turkey, chicken, pork always has to be cooked to well done, but there's obviously other meats like duck, lamb, beef that you can cook to rare or medium rare or whatever way you and your family and friends like it. So the way to do that is to cook to internal temperature, okay? And that meat thermometer, whatever sort of meat thermometer you use, will allow you to cook to internal temperature, okay? So the internal temperature of turkey when it is fully cooked and safe to eat is 73 degrees, and that's the temperature of well done meat. It's the same if you were cooking, you know, a well done beef or a well done roast duck or something. So 73 degrees is always well done. And the way the meat thermometer in these top of the range oven works is they sense the temperature in the meat, and when the meat has reached that temperature that you've chosen yourself, the oven will power off. Okay, so it means that your meat is cooked perfectly every single time the way you like it. Okay, so I have the oven set there to Circotherm, which is the NEFF fan system. Oven temperature of 195 degrees. I'm just going to roast this really quickly. It's going to take about an hour. And then I have meat thermometer set to 73 degrees, so oven will go off at 73 degrees. This so happens to be a steam oven, so the final thing I'm going to add here is a little bit of humidity. So I'm going to add some steam to make that turkey really, really, really moist, okay? And in steam ovens, This is a Vario steam oven, so it's an oven that just has added steam. In these NEFF steam ovens, you've got 3 levels of added steam: low, medium, high. Depending what you cook will determine which level of steam you use. I'm setting medium there, and it's just going to make my meat really moist. It's going to stop it shrinking, and it's going to keep it really, really nice and succulent for me. Okay, so that's the first thing that's gone into the oven is the turkey. At the same time, because I'm cooking with the NEFF fan there, at the same time I'm just going to pop in some vol au vents, okay? Because I'm going to use that turkey when it's cooked. I'm going to chop it up and I'm going to put it in the sauce that I'm going to make in a minute. And I'm going to pile the sauce and the turkey together into the vol au vent cases. So I'm just going to pop these in the oven at the same time. Now, I'm going to set a little timer there so that I remember to take the vol au vents out. They'll take about 20 minutes. And I'm just setting a reminder timer. So with these ovens, there's 3 different sorts of timers on them. There's minute minder timer, which is a reminder. There's a cooking time timer, which turns the oven off after the length of time you've set it for. And there's a cooking time combined with an end time. And using that type of timer, you can be out. And when you're out, the oven will come on and also go off, you know, while you don't need to be there to control it. So the meat thermometer entirely removes the need for any timer, because it's going to sense the temperature of the meat and it's going to turn itself off. But I can also, if I have other stuff in the oven at the same time when I have that meat thermometer in use, I can set a little minute minder timer. So for example, my vol au vent case is there. Okay, so that's the first little bit of cooking started, and I'm going to show you my vol au vent sauce. Okay, so for me this is Boxing Day or St. Stephen's Day. It's not the same without this vol au vent sauce. Okay, so it's just made with a simple roux, butter, flour, sherry, a little bit of chicken stock and some cream. Okay, and you're just going to make a sauce using the whole lot. I'm cooking here on the NEFF fully flex induction hob. So this is a 900 ml fully flex induction hob. Okay, and what that means is you've got 5 large cook zones on this. So you've got 2 on the left hand side, 2 on the right hand side, and 1 in the middle. And the whole area of the hob is inducted. So I could have a number of little saucepans here, or I could have a big, if you had a big, like a double grill pan or something like that, you could have them all in the one, controlled with 1 turn of the dial. Okay, so it's a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous system. Now, so the way induction works, it's almost like an electromagnetic circuit. So your saucepan has to be magnetic. And that magnetic saucepan sitting on the inductors, it sort of creates the energy and makes the saucepan heat up rather than the hob. So induction is a lot safer for children than you know, if you have little fingers, because the hob itself doesn't get too hot. It's also super easy to clean, unlike, you know, gas, which you do have to take away. It is take the bits off to clean it. It's as powerful as gas, but it has the advantage that it's just a wipe clean system. So it's great, and it's also, you know, that sort of sleek line thing that everybody is all about at the moment, you know, empty countertops and sleek lines. Okay, so my butter is melted there, and I'm going in with my flour. And for anybody who wants a set of the recipes, there's some there. If you wanted to take them away with you later, you can take it home. Okay, now, so you just go in with your flour and you whisk to combine, and then 100 mils of sherry, and just whisk that. and then 600 mils of warm chicken stock. And I'm just using stock from a, one of the North stock pots. You can use homemade, or you can use, if you ever make a stock from your turkey carcass the day after Christmas, you could use that as well, would be delicious in it. I have often put a little bit of leftover gravy in this just for a little bit of an extra boost of flavour, but it's just, it's a great sort of simple throw together recipe. Okay, so I have this here on number 4.5, so it's on fairly low. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I want to cook this down until it thickens up. So the roux is going to thicken this all up, but you want to sort of cook a little bit of the strong alcohol flavour out of it. So you're going to cook it there on a low to medium heat while watching it for a good 10 minutes or so. Okay, and after that, you'll season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and at the end, 100 mils or more, however creamy you like it. So the cream will go in at the end. Okay, when the turkey is cooked, I'm going to chop that up, put that in the sauce, and I'm going to pop it into my vol au vent cases. Okay, so that is, for me, St. Stephen's Day with a game of Monopoly. It's a great quick number. Okay, so next recipe. While this is cooking, I'm going to start the next recipe. Okay, and my next recipe is a really quick Christmas cake that can be done that doesn't need to be done ahead. So it doesn't need to be aged. So it can be made almost on the day and eaten that day. It's made with dried cranberries and figs, and instead of soaking the fruit in alcohol the way I normally would for a Christmas cake, I'm just soaking it in some lemon for some freshness. So it's had the zest of a lemon and the juice of the lemon as well, and I soaked this yesterday in that. So the figs are chopped quite small, and the dried cranberries. Now you could absolutely use normal Christmas cake fruit, like the mixed fruit or raisins and sultanas or whatever you would normally use, but this is just, an option. So there's the fruit. I've got 3 eggs. I've got some treacle to darken it up a little bit. Okay, and I've got some self-raising flour, some ground ginger, ground cinnamon, and a little bit of ground almonds. Okay, and then for the extra fruity flavour, 2 grated apples. Okay, so pardon the noise for a second while I turn the mixer on. Okay, so my butter is lovely and soft. So I'm going to cook this in the NEFF compact oven with microwave. Okay, so I'll show you in a second the exact oven, but it's going to cook in this oven in about 30 minutes. So in a regular oven, this cake would take a little over an hour to cook. Okay, but in a Combi microwave, it's going to cook in half the time. Okay. So I'm just creaming the butter and sugar until the butter's disappeared, or the sugar has disappeared, the graininess on the sugar has disappeared. And then I'll pop in my tablespoon of treacle. Now, okay. This is probably the ultimate Christmas flavour for baking, isn't it? Treacle. Now, just beat in that bit of treacle. Eggs, 1 at a time. I have sugar going everywhere. Now, second egg. And just let each egg absorb before you add the next one. If it does look like it's starting to sort of separate on you, you can add a little bit of the flour to stabilize it. It doesn't really harm it. If it does, it just means it's a bit crumblier actually when that happens. But okay, and then the final egg. Okay. Now, so I'm going to turn the mixer off and I'm going to take a spatula for the next little bit. So just stir everything together. Okay, and add in your flour and all of your dry ingredients. Give it a mix. I always think that once you add the flour, sort of doing it by hand just gets you a bit of a lighter cake. So that's why I switched to the spatula at that point. Okay, and add in your fruit. And any of the liquid that's in with the fruit, any of the lemon that's there, and then the apple. And then just give it a good mix together. And pop it in your cake tin. Okay, so the Combi microwave oven is an oven that works in 3 ways. So it's a built-in, primarily it's a built-in oven, okay? In NEFF, it's always a compact sized oven, so it's always the smaller of the 2 ovens. It's also a built-in microwave, okay? So it's your microwave gone off your counter, okay? But it works in this combination mode, which halves your cooking time. So if you're using it as a microwave, you can do all of the normal microwave stuff like softening butter or heating milk to make hot chocolate or whatever you'd normally do in a microwave, making popcorn. And if you're doing that, you use microwave friendly bowls and dishes, okay? So every single one of our ovens comes with a universal tray and the universal tray is what I had the turkey on when it went into the oven, okay? And it also comes with either 1 or 2 wire racks. So the bigger ovens come with 2 wire racks. The smaller ovens come with 1 wire rack, okay? And in the Combi microwave, this wire rack is stamped microwave. So that's there for, I suppose, 2 reasons. First of all, so you know you can microwave with it in the oven, so you can have this in the oven when you're microwaving. But it's also, I guess, to stop you mixing them up if you have a second oven. So this is specifically the one for the Combi microwave. So for microwaving, it's just this wire rack. It's not the universal tray. And it has to be microwave-friendly bowls and dishes. For regular cooking and for combination cooking, it's regular dark metal bakeware. So even if it's metal, it's absolutely fine on the combination mode. It's just for microwaving, you have to be aware of, has to be microwave friendly. Okay, so just spread it out. Now, okay, and we'll pop it into the oven. Okay, so combination microwave cooking, I always go into a cold oven. So oven hasn't been preheating. Okay, I'm just going to pop it on there now. So I turn it on. Okay. When it leaves the factory, it's set to go straight when you turn it on into types of heat. And types of heat is our regular cooking. And absolutely, there's no reason on earth why I couldn't bake this cake using that regular mode. It's going to take a little over an hour, okay? But I can cook it as well in the Combi mode in half the time in the same oven, right? So to switch to the Combi mode, I touch that house symbol that's on the front. And with this, this is an entry-level Combi microwave, so the system is controlled, the screen itself is controlled with this rectangular control pad, okay? With the top of the range, it's fully digital. And with the mid-range, you've got this is a mid-range, this is an entry-level, this is top of the range. Can you all see the difference, sort of looks-wise, between them all? So they are slightly different. They look very similar, but they are still slightly different, okay? So I touch the house symbol. I use the rectangular control pad to go left or right. So I'm going to go right across to microwave combination, and I hit the down button. And in here, I'm going to choose hot air plus 90 watts. So that's our oven function with our microwave. So the fan is called hot air in a Combi microwave. And I also am going to add the 90 watts of microwaves to that. I'm going to set an oven temperature of 180 degrees Celsius. And yesterday, this took 29 minutes for me to cook. So I'm going to set exactly the same time again. So there you go. Press start and forget about it. Okay, so in the microwave mode, this oven defaults to 1 minute. So the pure microwave mode, it defaults to 1 minute, and you just change it using either the touching the screen or using the rectangular control pad. In the combination mode, the oven defaults to 20 minutes, and I just changed it to the 29 using the control pad. Okay, so in terms of how long something will take in the Combi mode, you'll always assume it'll take half the time, but you want to check it a little bit before that, okay? Because as well as cooking things really fast, a Combi microwave by default will also overcook things fast on you. So you want to get it the right side of being cooked. So if you think, let's say you're looking at a recipe for a cake that says bake at 180 degrees for an hour, you're still going to leave the oven temperature at 180 degrees, but you're going to add microwave. So you'll either add the low or medium level of microwave, so either 90 or 180 watts of microwaves, and then you will assume that it will take half that, so you'll assume it'll take 30 minutes, you check it at 27, and then you set it again for 3 more minutes if you need to. And I'm assuming everybody knows how to check when an oven is, well, not when an oven is cooked, when a cake is cooked. You'll pop a skewer into it. Sorry, I have one here. Okay, so you just pop a skewer into the middle and check the skewer comes out clean. Okay, so that's our Combi microwave cake cooking away. That cake is not going to be cool in time for me to ice and give you a slice today, so I made one yesterday. And I'm going to ice that there now and just show you how I would normally ice it. Okay. I'm just going to jump back to this sauce for a sec, okay? That has cooked away there for the last 10 minutes or so. And because I'm not going to serve that straight away, I'm just turning that off, and later on I'll add the cream to it and the turkey for you all to taste the turkey vol au vent, okay? So back to the Christmas cake. So this is my cream cheese icing. There's butter, Philadelphia cream cheese, a little bit of lemon juice, and some icing sugar in this. Okay, so it's quite a thick cream cheese icing. I don't make it too sweet because the cake itself is quite sweet. The recipes are there if anybody wants to take them away with them. Okay, and just pile the icing on top. I'm not the best at icing cakes. I wish I had the precision for this to be my skill, but I managed to make it look presentable. Okay, so just spread it out, a nice thick layer. The icing is always my favorite bit, so I go generous with it. Okay, and the final thing, this is just a thought. This is just a thought, is some pomegranate seeds. Okay, and you just sprinkle them on top, and there is our quick and easy Christmas cake with a big smudge of icing hiding at the back so none of you can see it. Okay, So that's our second recipe of the day. So that's me finished there for the video. I'm going to keep cooking away in store. I'm going to cook another 3 recipes, but thanks a million for joining me here in Kilrea for this morning's NEFF demonstration.